Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We have weathered the storm. Although I did hear there may be more rain coming tomorrow. I just wanted to say that if you were impacted by the storm and you need work done on your house, make sure the people doing the work on your house are registered and insured. So you want to stay safe and make sure that it's reliable, trusted people who are doing any kind of repair work on your house from the storm. So just a little quick PSA. As you know, I am Deb Burton, the Executive Director of RI Elder Info and creator of rielderinfo.com. We're a nonprofit here in Rhode Island that is dedicated to bringing you and the people you care about the information that you simply must know about. So make sure you hit the like button and the share button and all of those fun social media cues that say, hey, check this out. Now, you know, as a nonprofit, we could not do this and come on here every week without the support of our sponsors and our donors. So a huge thank you to Point 32 Health and United Healthcare, Oak Street Health, as well as Neighborhood Health and England Studio and 321 Media. It really is through their generosity every year that it allows us to be able to bring you Friday Friends every week. And we are also extremely grateful for all of our individual donors who help us reach the community with the information that is definitely needed now more than ever. So today's guest, I am super excited. I actually have not seen her in person since before COVID, but I have been following the work that she is doing, and it's absolutely amazing. And we touched on it a little bit last week when I was speaking with Catherine Taylor. So I'd like to welcome my friend Rachel.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, so please tell everybody about the programs that you're offering. We touched on it a little bit last week with AARP and the program that you're doing with them, but you do a lot of other cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, my primary focus is dance, and it's particularly focused on populations that might not ordinarily consider themselves dancers or might not ordinarily consider themselves wanting even to dance. But it all started with my introduction to dance for Parkinson's disease. And that has led me on this path, which has really been incredibly rewarding. So most of my work really is based on the foundation of Dance for Parkinson's disease. And from that, I've created a program called Dance for All People, so that it's not specifically focusing on Parkinson's. We say that it's for all ages, abilities, and identities. And so we want everyone to feel that there's a place for them in the dance class, seated, standing, a combination of both. The other really important thing for us is this introduction and integration of intergenerational communities, so that we, to the best of our ability, we have people of all ages. And that's where my work, particularly with Brown University and the medical school, where I'm a teaching associate now, where that comes in. And I have the privilege to have medical students come often to my Thursday class, which I can talk more about. But here they get to not only experience the benefit of movement for people with most of whom have mobility challenges, some cognitive challenges, but they also get to experience the value of moving for themselves, especially as they navigate a very challenging path for themselves in medical school. So, yeah.
Is this program for people who are dancers already and they're able to continue it as they get older, or do you have to have some kind of background in movement? How does this work?
You have to have a body and you have to have an interest in being in the class. And I don't think I've ever gotten someone in my class who didn't want to be there. And what I find is it's almost more impactful for people who aren't dancers. It's great for people who were or consider themselves dancers. It allows them to do that in a modified way, perhaps not the way they did when they were much younger, but where I see vast growth is with people, particularly say someone with severe mobility challenges, people perhaps in wheelchairs. They see for the first time this opportunity to express themselves through movement and in whatever way is appropriate for them. And so there's no prerequisite whatsoever, just an interest in being there. Yeah. And I think, you know, absolutely, it's this physical piece that we target, but I might say that the emotional, social, the psychosocial, this communication, this community that's created in our dance classes is really, really, really special. So yeah, it's a pretty important part of the program.
So I am somebody who dances on like the 1-3-5-7 beat.
Perfect. Yeah. We have a lot of improvisational pieces in our throughout our class, or really times where you can be expressive and move. We say artist choice. So I think that's something that is really surprising for non-dancers, is this opportunity to move in a way that is incredibly organic and authentic. I always say there's no right or wrong way to move. The only thing that's wrong is if you hurt yourself or somebody else. So that's the only real rule. We ask people to have fun and not to hurt themselves.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So no hurting of self allowed. Now, is it structured that you have to do all like the proper, like I'm doing the Madonna, strike a pose, there's nothing to it kind of thing?
No, there's a real methodology. We start seated in every class, and this is an opportunity for people who do need that support to kind of warm up into the progression that ultimately ends up with us standing at the end of class. Again, if you are a dancer or more able-bodied, you will stand the whole time. And if you are less able-bodied, you'll sit the whole time, and that's fine. But we do things that really make sense kinesthetically and biologically. And so we start warming things up slowly. And then we get to a point where we transition to standing. We work the upper body, we work the legs, we work the combination. We do coordination things. We do things that really develop dynamics. We also, and so coordination is involved, rhythm is involved. I think what I want to express most clearly here is that it's a real mind, body, spirit thing. It impacts, coordination, balance, flexibility. There's so much physically. There's also a huge brain health component, which I don't think people understand. And I get a little bit on my soapbox here, but, I think we all know by now that anything you do physically, any exercise is really great for brain health. But the thing that's so special about dance is, you are learning new sequences each week. And that's like carving new paths down a snow slope, down a big mountain with snow on it. So there's these new paths that are created, which are only, going to improve the brain health over time. So I like to say, if dance is anything you'd like to consider, it's also, a real wonderful thing for cognition. But music is a vital part of my program. I try and to really hit on so many different genres. And we know, especially if there are people who are in the, an older bracket, that there are going to be some classics that are just, popular and think music that they're very fond of. And that music triggers memories, and it triggers a whole different experience. And so I like to hit on many of the older songs, but I also introduce a lot of very current things. And I always say, if you don't like what we're playing, give it 2 or 3 minutes and we'll be on to the next song. But there's a very broad range of music. We also have a theme each week. So there's a sense of kind of history or, we also introduce a bit of meditation in the beginning with quotes that might relate to whatever is happening in the world or with ourselves. So it's really, as someone in my class said, it's kind of a humanities dance class.
Very cool.
But it's really fun. I think I want to really impress that we have fun, that there's a lot of laughter, but there's a lot of opportunity to be yourself and to feel very safe, and there's no judgment. And I think particularly for those who are experiencing some serious movement challenges like Parkinson's, that's a really important element of the class.
Absolutely. And do you find that individuals with Parkinson's or individuals with cognitive impairments do well in the class?
I do. And I think it's because this class is really geared for each person to take it at the level where they are. And so there's never a sense of not doing it right or not keeping up. And there's such an incredible support within the class itself. The class I teach in Providence, a number of those members have been with me for over 10 years.
Wow.
And we've just had a really strong influx of people in 2023. So that's my pitch to tell your listeners, please come. We have fun, and we're learning all the time, and we are feeling such a sense of connection and belonging. And I think in this world where things may not be as rosy as some of us would like, it's a bright spot for many of us in our week. And so we'd love to enlarge the dancing family. Yeah.
And where are your classes offered at? Where can people come to your classes?
Well, I teach a number in nursing homes and assisted living. So that I won't mention, except for the fact that it's a wonderful opportunity to engage with people in their environment. But my primary focus is in dance studios. And so I teach some classes on Zoom right from this room. And I teach a class at Connecticut College, which may not be quite as convenient for some of our listeners here. But my Thursday class is in Providence it's at Rhode Island Ballet. It's formerly Festival Ballet. And that's on Thursday mornings at 10. But both my Wednesday and Thursday morning classes, each of those classes is available also on Zoom. So if you don't want to be in person, or if it's difficult to travel, those are times that you can come on and do it virtually. And I think you have my email, phone number here, so people can contact me and I can direct them to the best class for them.
So if people wanted to learn more or sign up for one of your classes, is the best option to call the 401-261-7062?
Yes, that would be great. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And is it something that you commit to a certain number of classes? Like, is it a 6-week run of classes, or it's just come when you can? I mean, we've seen some crazy weather this week, and transportation is
right.
all kerplooey.
It's kind of ongoing. I really teach a full year class. We stop for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And my Providence class, that Thursday class, we take the month of August off. And there's periodically where I have to be out of town, but generally it is almost a full year. And there's not a full commitment. We have a $10 a class fee for that. And but we do not turn anyone away. So if someone is really interested in our class and it just does not work for them to pay that amount, that's fine. It's more important that they are with us and moving, because to me, my whole mission is to help people find joy in their own bodies through movement. And I think it's there. It's an easy, they have the raw material, and we just need to unlock that joy and freedom.
That is awesome. Now, in order to be able to offer those scholarships and the ability to have people, be able to attend who maybe financially wouldn't be able to otherwise, are people able to donate to you? Like, how could people support the work that you're doing? Do you have any fundraisers coming up? Do you need volunteers? Do you need people to help you with social media? What would help you be able to grow this program for more people?
At the moment, we don't have any fundraisers in the pipeline, but if you have my phone number, and I could certainly direct you. We are under the auspices of Dance Alliance, so it is a 501c3, so we can accept funds, and that would be to support. We have a performing part of our group as well. And we do a number of performances, intergenerational, each year. And so we need some funds for that. We do have a website, and I would be very happy to have any volunteers who are good with social media, especially, or website. And you're always welcome in the class. if you are welcome as a volunteer, if that's something you'd like to do. Most of my volunteers are students, but we can certainly make exceptions and be happy to have a conversation about any of those options.
And so when you say intergenerational for your classes, what is the general age spread of the people who are attending?
Okay, so generally the spread is probably between 60 and 93. We have a number of, we have several 93-year-olds who've been with me for a long time. In the nursing home that I teach in several, but I know I'll speak now at Hattie out of Chafee. We have several centenarians, excuse me. We have several people over 100 taking this class. And so that is a pretty broad range. So there's a bit of a jump. We have a few people in the 50-year-old range, not a lot, but some. And then the vast majority of our younger are people between the ages of 20 and 25, I would say. So
wow.
And that's the student population.
So when you say intergenerational, 20 to 100, music and movement touches us all. That is amazing.
And in our performances, we perform with middle schoolers. So it could even go down to 12, so it's a pretty big range. And I have to say it has been one of the most incredible aspects of this whole programming. And it really came to light during COVID. It was something we were already doing, having our undergraduates at Brown when I was teaching an undergraduate program there. And then when we had to go onto the Zoom platform for a number of months, we developed something which we were already doing, which we called DAP chats. So DAP is Dance for All People. And the DAP chats through the Zoom platform allowed us to go into the breakout rooms and pair an older dancer with a student. And we would do that during our dance class. And then they would also have a separate conversation in the middle of the week at some point, just to stay connected. And that those conversations and those connections proved life-saving for both the younger and an older student during COVID. And some continue to this day, certainly not regularly, but I had a student who did a 6-week trip to Europe this summer and connected with one of our probably 75-year-old dancers in Paris. And they sent me a picture of themselves in Paris together. So these things continue. Yeah. And I think it just goes to show that we all can learn from each other and really gain from each other's experience and being with each other as humans. Yeah.
Wow. Rachel, you are doing some really amazing things. I've always been a fan of your work, always.
Oh, thank you, Deb. I really, really appreciate this. And I also love this platform that you've offered. I read it every time it comes into my email.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come on today. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. And thank everyone who's listening. And please contact me with any questions, any thoughts or comments. I would love to chat about it.
Awesome. Keep dancing.
I will.
Well, folks, it is a great program. We all know that movement is really good for us. Combining the music with it just makes our hearts happy. And what Rachel has created with her intergenerational program is truly amazing. So please reach out to her, 401-261-7062. You can join her in person. You can join her online. It is some really great stuff that she is doing. And if you are rhythmically challenged like myself, it's all good. Go ahead and reach out to Rachel because it's a great program. Well, I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.